Welcome Vegas vets, Vegas newbies, and everyone in between. This is Josh with Big Slick Vegas, and on today's video, I'm basically going to discuss basically a few key takeaways from my most recent Las Vegas trip. We stayed there from Sunday, June 12th through Thursday, June 16th. And the first takeaway is that the crowds are back and they are bigger than ever. I think all the years that I've stayed in Las Vegas, most of the time I stay somewhere between that Sunday through Thursday time frame. And this time, I've never seen crowds this busy during the week in Las Vegas. Even last year during the 4th of July, with the exception of 4th of July itself, that was busy, but after that it tapered down. Now it's gotten very busy there now. So I haven't seen Vegas this busy before, at least during the week. So definitely the crowds are definitely back, and definitely the higher gas prices are not deterring people at all from traveling, it doesn't seem like. This leads into the next takeaway, and that would be that staffing is still a little bit under probably what it needs to be. I definitely noticed that, like, say, drink service at the casinos while you're sitting down and gambling were extremely slow, sometimes even non-existent almost. In the past, like I said, we stayed at Paris, and normally their drink service has been pretty good. We remember gambling over the Cosmo, and theirs is always excellent, but not this time around. You barely saw any cocktail servers whatsoever. So I don't know if that's a thing where they just can't find help, or they're just unwilling to hire help. Whatever that might be, it's definitely a little bit of a concern. So definitely it's not quite like it used to be as far as being able to get complimentary drinks while you're gambling. It was definitely very slow. I noticed the same thing too. We had rented a cabana for the day at the Paris pool, and I think they had one cocktail server serving all the cabanas. I didn't see any others but that one. So that's definitely something you need to be aware of. My advice is, particularly if you're a video poker player like myself, likes to play video poker, if you're playing that, definitely sit up at one of the bars and play one of the bar top games, because you'll definitely get some quicker drink service there. Also, when it comes to staffing, once again, I touched on this on a previous video about Vegas tips on checking in at Vegas hotels. Definitely want to get there early, around midday. I'm going to reiterate that once again. If you get there around midday, you shouldn't have a problem. Granted, they may or may not charge you an early check-in fee. In our case, they did not at Paris. We got there about 1 o'clock, and I was expecting them to, because oftentimes I've heard that a lot of the Caesars properties do that a lot, but I guess I caught the guy having a good day or something, because they didn't charge us for an early check-in. It's well worth it even if they did, because come around 3 o'clock, from about 3 to 6, 3 to 7, those lines are extremely long, and they were going out of the reception area right into the casino area. So I would definitely recommend, if time allows, and depending on if you're flying in, what your flight schedule is, definitely try and get there around midday. Also, another thing too, restaurants, the wait times for sitting in a restaurant were probably on average about 30 minutes, I would say. So about the same as what it was last year. We did do reservations for one restaurant, that was Mon Ami Gabi, for breakfast, and that was like a Tuesday morning. And had we decided to wait to sit outside, it was going to be about a 45-minute wait. We decided just to go ahead and dine inside this time around. So that was like a Tuesday morning. So that just once again shows you just how busy Vegas has gotten even during the week. I would also say, but a big thing I want to talk about is taxis versus ride shares. Now, on an earlier video I did about a month ago about transportation in Vegas during my Vegas most frequently asked question series, I talked about how I thought that at the very least the ride shares like Uber and Lyft were actually at least a cheaper option than cabs or taxis, whatever you want to call them. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. I'll give you a couple examples. When we were downtown, we were going to go ahead and go to the North Premium Outlet Mall, which is only about a 5-minute drive from the downtown area of Vegas. So from the plaza to going to the outlet mall was going to be about $11. So that's what we did for a Lyft. Keep in mind, about 2 years ago, that would have been about $6 or $7. But you figure with gas prices being what they are, kind of figured that they would be higher anyway. But just for the hell of it, I wanted to see coming back what it would be if we took a cab. And the cab fare to go from the outlet mall back to the plaza was $9. So it was actually a couple dollars cheaper than taking a Lyft. Then when it was time for us to check out of the plaza and head over to Paris, which is in Center Strip, we were going to meet, since there was about 4 of us and we all had luggage, we were going to definitely need what's called a Lyft XL, which is basically getting an SUV or something large enough for that. I forget what the Uber equivalent. Anyhow, that ride was going to be $50 to go from Plaza to Paris. So I'm thinking, well, that seems higher than what it should be, but you know, like I said, with gas prices being what they are, I'm not surprised. Had we taken a regular Lyft, if we wanted to risk trying to cram everything in, it would have been about $36. Now, keep in mind, about a couple of years ago, taking a Lyft or an Uber from mid-strip to downtown would have cost tops maybe $20, if that. That just goes to show you how the prices have changed. Now, we waited, the wait time for getting our Lyft to pick us up was supposed to be about 5 minutes. Well, that turned in, and as you guys all know, if you look on your Lyft app or Uber app, it'll show you a map of where your driver is in comparison to where you're at. And this guy must be new or just doesn't know Vegas very well, because he's like literally driving around in circles, and to a point to where that 5-minute pickup became 8 minutes, then 10 minutes. Then at one point he's literally driving away from us. He's like going the total opposite direction from where we're at, and before you know it, the wait time was going to be 15 minutes. So at that point, I happened to see a couple cabs sitting out front of the hotel, and one of which was kind of like a minivan, so I knew it was going to be big enough for us. So I just canceled the Lyft and took the cab instead. The cab ride to take us from the plaza to Paris ended up being $30. So once again, way cheaper than taking a ride share. And during the course of our time, I would compare prices when we had to take a cab someplace or a rideshare, and consistently the cabs were probably cheaper than taking the rideshares. And of course, they're a lot quicker because practically every hotel there's a whole line of them just ready to pick people up. So that's something I've have to kind of change my mind on. It certainly seems that cabs and taxis seem to be the cheaper route for traveling in Vegas right now, at least compared to the rideshares. It could be a combination where I think a lot of rideshare drivers have quit, either was due to the pandemic or due to rising gas prices, and have gotten other jobs. And right now, in the interest of trying to get drivers, Uber and Lyft are paying more. Therefore, the prices are going way up, and now it's gotten to the point to where it's not that the cabs have improved themselves that much. It's just that the ride shares have kind of come down to their level, really, price-wise anyway. And like I said, it seems like it was more convenient to take a cab anywhere and cheaper than taking an Uber and Lyft. And then the one other thing too I'll talk about, another takeaway, is the airports. This was nothing really new to me, but something maybe I didn't discuss in previous videos, is if you have a chance, if your airline is leaving and they offer curbside check-in, and you can probably call them or check on their website, take that option because it's going to be a lot quicker to get yourself checked in, get your bags checked in, rather than going inside the terminal. I noticed lines at American Airlines was really long, and so were Southwest. And I know both American and Southwest offer curbside check-in. In the case of American, they may charge like $1 or $2 a bag to check in, but it's worth it then rather than waiting in line. Southwest will do that for free, but you may just want to tip them anyway for doing that. And I assume that the other major airlines like Delta and United probably do the same. I don't know about some of your discount ones like Frontier or Spirit or Legion if they offer that. I'm guessing probably not, since they're really bare bones airlines. So it's just something to think about. Other than that, the TSA check-in line, and this was on a Thursday when we left, this about 10 o'clock, went pretty quick. For a major airport, I think Vegas has always had a pretty quick, I guess, check-in as far as going through the TSA compared to other major airports. So those are just some takeaways. Overall, the trip was pretty fun. Wife did pretty good on the slots, won about $1,800 at the Paris casino playing her Buffalo games. I did okay playing blackjack early on at the Plaza. After that, let's just say I didn't lose all my gambling budget, so that's always a plus in my book. Dining was good. Overall, fun time. It was kind of hot as you would expect in June, about 100 degrees every day. I think one day it cooled down to 92. So, but other than that, I'll be talking about that in future videos. I'll be doing a review on both the Plaza and Paris, along with some dining reviews. So, till then, please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.